Hello, and welcome back to the Stellar Homes Podcast. This is a platform where we discuss all things real estate. I'm your host, Stella Harris. If you're just joining us today, please hit the subscribe button to enjoy all of our previous episodes. Today's show is titled House Rich and Stress Free, Safeguarding Your Biggest Investment. A home for most of us is our biggest investment, right? Well, today we are tackling a topic that many homeowners don't think about until it's too late: mortgage protection insurance. Owning a home is often the biggest financial investment most people will ever make, and protecting it means protecting your family's future. So, joining me today is Ms. Kerling Eldred, an expert in mortgage protection and financial needs. Let's get into it. Kerling, thank you so much for being here today. We are so lucky and so happy to have you.
I am really happy to be here. This is great.
Yes, yes, it is. Because I've known Curling for so long and she has the biggest heart of gold. I'm not surprised she's in an industry where she is helping people every day. So, Curling, what inspired you to get into the insurance industry and then specifically mortgage protection insurance?
Well, Stella, you know I love people and I love making sure that people are okay. And I really believe that's what led me into the industry, specifically mortgage protection. Um, People spend a lot of money when it comes to buying a home. And to think that years later that they lose the main breadwinner and not being able to keep that home, it hurts. That really drove me into making sure that I educate people on how to be able to plan ahead. So when life happens, they're able to keep their most important.
Investment that they've made.
Absolutely. When life happens, they are able to keep that big investment that they made.
Wow. And how important is that?
It's very important.
Very important because, yeah.
I know me as a homeowner, I want to make sure that I keep my home. If something was to happen to my spouse or something happens to me, that my spouse and my children are able to stay and be in the home.
What is the specific, basic explanation that you can provide our audience for mortgage protection insurance? What does it do besides protect us? We use that word a lot, but let's get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, okay, girl, let me tell you. Let me tell you, okay? I'm going to tell you a story
Good.
that happened to a family.
Okay.
This family, and you just picture yourself as a realtor. You're amazing. And I can always tell when you sell a home because you get so excited about being able to put that family in the home, and you bring a gift and you are celebrating with them, right? So for me, it's kind of bittersweet because this particular family, purchased a home and they were all excited. They had one child and they got into this neighborhood that they've been dreaming of. And years later, I got this call after, we got together, and I can remember vividly just how excited that spouse, the husband, was to really making sure, hey, we're set. We're going to be good, we're going to stay in this neighborhood, what have you. And I don't think when they put that protection in place, they thought something was going to happen. Years later, the wife got a call. The husband is not coming home.
Oh, wow.
So for me, it's bittersweet because although I was excited and now I have to go and pay my respect to this family. But the thing is, even though it was sad for me knowing that everyone's going to pay their respect, but I'm paying my respect, I'm also bringing a check to say, you know what? Telling this family, your husband made sure that you stayed in this home. You have this check, your house going to be paid for. You don't have to worry about it. That is one less thing to think about. And I have another family where the spouse was okay, but then the wife was diagnosed, and the wife was really the main breadwinner. The wife was diagnosed with an illness that she could no longer work. So mortgage protection, it doesn't only help the family, if the person passes away, but it also protects them if they get a critical illness and they can no longer work. If they are diagnosed with Alzheimer's, these things happen all the time. If you look at statistics, it's not fun to think about if something happens to what's going to happen to my loved ones.
So mortgage protection seems to be a coverage that provides protection for the mortgage itself?
It provides protection for the not to cover the mortgage. It really, in a nutshell, it keeps the bank away from taking your home.
Oh, there we go. Okay, tell us more about that.
So some people, there are some misconceptions, right? People say, well, I have insurance already in my job. My job, I have 500,000 and that will cover my mortgage. That is true if you pass away, but what if you get a critical illness? And also, if you leave your job, guess what? Your boss said, bye-bye, I'm keeping my insurance. It doesn't go with you.
That's true.
And some people say, well, the bank, when I borrow, they have that, I'm paying that, PMI.
Yeah.
Well, you know why you have the PMI? Is because you did not put the 20% down. So the bank is protecting themselves,
Okay.
not you.
Okay. So it looks like mortgage protection insurance protects me and my family. PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, private is protecting the bank, their asset, which is the home that you own with the mortgage.
Oh,
Right.
exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Does the mortgage protection insurance then pay off the mortgage if there's a loss in the family, or does it just pick up the monthly payments? How does that
That's a
work?
great question. So let's say that you have some people who are very young, great health. So they can get a mortgage protection plan that covers the whole mortgage, 300,000, whatever, because it's very inexpensive. And you have your grandparents who bought a house say, I want to leave this house for my granddaughter, right? And now they don't have the amount of money to be able to pay that 500,000 or $300,000, but they can say, you know what? My granddaughter is going to be there for my wife or my nephew, my other kids, my grandkids. So what I'm going to do, I am going to pay 5 years, 10 years of the mortgage, giving them time to decide what they're going to do. Some people are not able to pay the whole mortgage, but they can pay a year's worth of mortgage payments, 2 years. It depends on your budget. Also depends on your age and also your health.
Wow. So there's a variation in coverage
Absolutely.
depending on your budget.
Yeah, it's very flexible, very flexible. Making it sure the thing is making sure you put a plan in for a client that they can keep and not worrying about, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to pay this and next month I can't eat. I have to choose. That's not helping a client at all.
So mortgage protection insurance is really very, very much needed for me and my family.
Absolutely.
But I'll be honest with you, you don't hear much about it in the industry. Now, when is the best time to purchase mortgage protection insurance? Because everyone else hears about PMI. The bank is going to make sure that they are covered. Okay, so when is the best time to buy the mortgage protection insurance? When should I be calling you when I'm talking to my buyers?
Well, I'll tell you what, you call me once they sign the paper because the bank says, I'm going to put this in place so that if you come tomorrow, I'm getting my money, right? If you decide in 3 months you're not going to be able to pay, I'm going to get paid, right? So the same thing for you. If the bank sees it as important, why shouldn't you think it's important?
Good point.
So my thing is, when you buy a house, the mortgage protection is just as important.
Right. Right. Oh, absolutely. I totally agree. And so we are putting that in place at closing, or is it in place after closing, or just at any time? When can we provide mortgage protection?
You honestly can put out any time, but I say when you close in a home, that should be your next priority.
Exactly.
Honestly, before you even think about furnishing that home.
I agree. I agree. So probably have a conversation with you before closing.
Absolutely.
And meet you as soon as we sign the dotted line.
Absolutely.
You never know, right?
You never
What's going to happen once you walk out that closing door?
You never know. You never know. And I know how much you are excited and you love your clients,
Yes.
Just from conversation. So you definitely want to make sure they stay in that home, because a lot of people, before they buy the home, I'm pretty sure when you do the assessment, okay, they thinking about the schools, they're thinking about living next to the grandparents, they're thinking about next to your church and all that. You want to make sure that stays in place when something happens to the main breadwinner.
Exactly. Now, does it cover only the main breadwinner, or say if it's both are breadwinners, does it cover one person, both people, or just anyone?
It covers if it's two families income, right? So you definitely, they both need, because if one leaves, the other one needs to be able to come up with the rest of the money, right?
Exactly.
So if I'm 50-50 and then my 50 is gone, I need to find a way. So that's the way that you make sure both families needs to be able to be covered.
Fantastic. I love all this information because really, that's why I love doing this podcast. I'm really enjoying this conversation and I'm really enjoying all the things that I'm uncovering when I have these type conversations because a lot of these things are not discussed. Mortgage protection insurance, is really, really important.
That is absolutely important. Absolutely.
So, what other tips? What other advice? What else can you insights you can provide for mortgage protection insurance?
I really think that when somebody decide they're gonna buy a home, and if you're thinking about buying a home for, you can do a certain type of mortgage payments. Let's say $2,000 mortgage payment. In your mind, you need to think, okay, my mortgage payment is going to be $2,000. Okay, so I need to think about how am I going to protect this? It's almost like you buy a new car, right? You're going to make sure you get that car insurance.
Right.
The car does not cost as much as your mortgage, right? So if you're going to put protection on your car, shouldn't you put protection on your mortgage in the event? Because people say they have homeowners insurance. The homeowners insurance, absolutely, you need it because the bank, again, they have to make sure if something happens to their investment, they're going to be able to get their money. But if paying that house, something happens to one of you, you have to think about, okay, how am I going to be able to pay this? And that is, it's as important when you're planning to buy a house. You're also planning to protect that house as well.
Correct. So, when someone is going to apply for mortgage protection insurance, what's the process? Hello, Kerling. I am customer Stella. I just bought a home and I saw from the Stella Homes podcast that I need to protect it for myself, not just for the bank, but for myself.
I love it. And you know what? I give you utmost respect because you realize that you work hard for your money and you need to make sure you preserve it, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. But Stella, I'll tell you what, when I start talking to a client, I don't see the client as just a client. I mean, by the time I'm done with this client, we become friends. My clients are my friends. They become my friends simply because once they come to me, a lot of them come to me, they have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And they have goals, they have dreams, they want to be able to achieve certain things. The first thing I do, I listen. I listen, okay, what are some of the things you want to happen? It's not, they come from mortgage protection, but there's a lot of other things that's on the table they have questions about, they didn't even think about. So the next thing I do, besides listening, I do a financial need analysis to see, okay, exactly where you are, where do you stand, with your dreams? How far are you with it? And did you start? Are you in the middle? Things like that. And then once I get all the information, then I go to work for them.
It's almost like you're a financial planner.
Oh, girl.
She wears that hat as well. Maybe she wears all hats.
So I go to work for them. And by the time I come back and, this is based on what you shared with me. What do you think about these proposals? A, B, or C? And this is why A, and this is B, and this is C. You want the client to be able to choose a plan that they can sleep at night.
Right.
My thing is make sure my clients have peace of mind. They can sleep at night knowing they have a plan that's going to work for them no matter what life brings.
So we mentioned private mortgage insurance. We've mentioned homeowners insurance. So there's a lot of insurance out there.
A lot.
Right. And it looks like we need to make sure that each of our customers understand what each insurance covers.
Absolutely.
And the process, and why it covers that and who it protects.
Absolutely.
Right. So today we are focused on mortgage protection because it's rarely talked about. We always hear about homeowners insurance, and we all know what homeowners insurance does. If your roof, like I said earlier, hopefully, your insurance company will take care of it.
Yeah.
So, Kerling, we've given a wealth of information. What advice would you give to homeowners listening today and learning for the first time about mortgage protection insurance?
The first thing I would say, because I know a lot of people, they don't even think about mortgage insurance because they don't think they can afford it. And honestly, it is very affordable because it's customizable. So I would say talk to an agent and let them know what your thoughts are. What is it that you want to do? And what your mortgage is. What is it that you want to protect? Making sure the insurance that's being put in place is covering everything, not just if you pass away. A lot of people I've seen that they come to me, oh, I have insurance. And then I'm looking at the insurance and it's like a accident or death and dismemberment. Only if you die due to an accident. So make sure, don't go for cost, go for value.
Go for value. Very good.
Absolutely.
Very good.
When you want to make sure anything worth having is it's worth paying for it, right?
So the next question I have is I'm thinking homeowners insurance, right? And whenever I've gotten a quote for homeowners insurance, there's a process. They ask for this, they ask for that, different. They're very detailed in what they need to come up with a number that I need to pay for homeowners insurance.
Yeah.
How do you analyze, say for instance, if I have a $500,000 mortgage, what my mortgage protection insurance amount should be? I know we talked about it a little bit, but just to really drive it home.
How I analyze it is making sure that, okay, this is what you're bringing home. Your net.
The paycheck.
The paycheck.
There we go. The net. Okay.
The net. Your expenses.
Okay.
And then we can see, okay, how much can you cover? How many months? Or can you cover the whole mortgage? Can you cover half of it? Can you cover 2 years, 3 years, 10 years? Like I said, it's customizable.
Right.
So we make sure that it is something that you can keep.
Right.
Because a lot of times people can't keep something. When life happens, what goes, the first thing is they don't see the value.
Right, exactly. And unfortunately, most times it's your insurance. Right. So one of the misconceptions with mortgage protection insurance is it's unaffordable. It's yet another insurance that I have to pay for. But what I'm gathering today is that actually it's very customizable.
It is.
So if you have a 30-year mortgage, does not mean you have a 30-year mortgage protection insurance.
Right.
It's based on your needs, your budget.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's great.
And also understanding, I mean, it's life insurance. That's all it is. But it is life insurance that is, I would call robust because it has other riders, like the critical illness, the Alzheimer's, the cancer, the stroke, all these things they take into consideration because those are the things that happens and it really throws the family to the curve that they really do not know what to do. Okay, I mean, think about it. You come home and your loved one is very sick and so that's one less thing you have to worry about.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
One less thing to worry about because there's a long list of other things.
Right.
And now that if you're ill or if you lose a loved one that's a breadwinner,
Right.
or part of the breadwinning team, that's one less thing to worry about. Your home will still remain.
Your mortgage protection insurance, what I love about it is that you can take it with you. It's not tied to the house. It's to you. You asked me earlier, who's protected? Wherever you go, that insurance goes with you. Whether you're in Georgia, you're in Idaho, you're in Jamaica, it goes with you because it's you paying for it. You can sell that house, but you can take that same protection and go somewhere else with it.
Oh, wow. So it's not specific to that house because it's life insurance, but wrapped under or wrapped with or wrapped around your mortgage.
Right. It covers a mortgage, but then again, you can decide. But there are also families I'm pretty sure that you have sold a home to. It's not necessarily their dream home. They're like, well, this is just my startup home, right? So it, God forbid, the spouse passes away. So they have this money to say, you know what? My husband and I, my wife and I, we really wanted to live in a certain neighborhood. Now we can bring the kids there. They can take that money decide maybe to take that house, make it into a rental, whatever they want to do with it, and then move to the neighborhood. So they're really, it's not like, okay, I got this mortgage protection, I got to pay the house with it. No, it's your protection, it's your money. You decide what you're going to do with it.
Wow, so flexible.
Absolutely.
So, so when you're writing the policy, you don't have to name any specific mortgage address that it's covering. Okay.
No.
What it's covering is you, the person, if anything happens to you. So, like you said earlier, it's life insurance, but what you're doing is you're making sure that your mortgage is protected. Thereby, it's called mortgage protection insurance.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Kerling, this has just been amazing. It's been a wealth of information. Like I said, this is something that us as realtors, anyway, we don't talk as much about with our clients, but it's very important. So thank you for spending the time. Any other advice?
It was my pleasure. Just think out, my Stella. Absolutely. Yes.
This is a really good friend of mine, as I said, and she has a heart of gold, always wanted to help people. And so I'm not surprised, that you came on today to talk about this. And I'm really grateful that you did, because it is very important. Everyone else protect themselves, the lenders, banks, but we have to make sure that we protect our families as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So thank you. Thank you so much. Any final advice? Anything else you'd like to add? Maybe any questions that, I'm not in the industry as much as you are, that I maybe need to ask so that our consumers can be helped even further?
Well, I really want to say, if you're not sure the type of insurance that you have, it's a call. We definitely want to help to see if you are properly protected, or if you're not protected at all, or if you're not sure the type of insurance you have, if it's going to cover, or can you afford to do more? Is it what you have is choking you? Let us help you.
Wow, that is a perfect segue, because I would love my clients to know how to get a hold of you, how to be in contact with you for more questions and for help. So how can they reach you?
I tell you what, I want to make sure that whenever a client calls me, I want to make sure that I'm the first person who sees it.
Great.
So I want them to reach me as it's KELDRED business@gmail.com.
Okay.
KEldredbusiness@gmail.com. I will answer them.
And phone number?
678-457-5344.
Fantastic. And the name of the business is?
Eldred Life and Health.
I love it. Kerling, thank you so much for being here today. I'm just so grateful that you were able to take the time to join us.
It was awesome just to be able to share something I'm very passionate about, and I hope that our listeners really take heart and get into action.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching today's show. And remember to follow our show on this channel by subscribing below. And leave a comment to let me know your best takeaways from today's episode. Please also share this episode with a friend. I love building a community that's always learning, always growing, and always your universe for all things real estate. Until next time, I'm Stella Harris, and I'll see you soon.